So here's the deal. You move out and no one taught you how to cook. So today I'm going to go over one of my favorite things that's gotten me through many a week and many a month alone, cold, by myself in the college days with not knowing what I got to cook with and what my options are. You get off work, you're hungry, you're broke, you gotta go home and cook something. What you're gonna cook, you don't know. So in my research, whenever I go around and see what people are offering, I'll search Bachelor cooking, and it's always actual recipes, and I don't have time for actual recipes. I want someone to show me how to cook when I don't know what I have in the fridge, and there are no rules and no one I'm trying to present it to. I'm the only one eating this, so I don't need clean pots, I don't need portion sizes, I don't need health nutrition facts, I just need to know how to get something that can get in my belly. So today, we're gonna be cooking in the kitchen. Let's go see what happens. Well, not really. Before we could get cooking, we did have to venture off to that glorious place known as the grocery store. I used to make this trip, about once a month. Definitely not my favorite place to go, definitely not a friend of mine. You have to kind of relearn and venture every single time, especially if you only go once a month. You have to figure out where everything's at. I have no idea what the names of these vegetables are. I don't know what brand to buy. I don't have any coupons. I'm just kind of lost here. But luckily the things that I buy are typically pretty cheap, last a long time, and come either refrigerated or frozen. So that's how I survived it. And there is one benefit of going to the grocery store, and that is their typically above average selection of beer. So that's the one place I used to kind of relax and kind of take my time, peruse the section, see what they got. This particular day, I decided to go with one of my favorite beers with the New Belgium Fat Tire. And the only reason we're actually still in the grocery store at this point in time is we couldn't find butter. We went around the store 3 times and I had to ask an employee where it was before we could actually find it. And with butter in the cart, we could actually pack our stuff up and get to it.
How are you doing?
At this point in time, I was actually already getting pretty hungry, so let's head back to the house and start cooking. So what's in our kitchens? Every time I've ever helped a guy move, the only thing that's in the fridge at the end of the day is beer. So I know you have beer in the fridge. You actually might cook with that every now and then. This is your best friend. Remember, if we actually do go grocery shopping, you never buy individual sized portions. You always buy the biggest bag of something you can, because you really only ever eat 4 things when you eat a lot of it. I don't drink milk, but if I need to cook with it, I buy condensed milk. Otherwise, it's going to go bad. So these are like 80 cents, and they last forever. And whenever you need it, you have it. Garlic. We only cook with whole garlics, not bits of garlics. This is one piece of garlic to my mind. And ground beef. If you're ever cooking with ground beef, we don't use 1. We use at least 2 minimum. Go for it. So, more than likely, we'll have a pot like this, and this is all we're actually going to be using today, because our biggest things are we have roommates, so we don't want lots of dishes. We don't want to be that guy that leaves a sink full of dishes for the other roommates to have to come home and see. So whoever that guy is, this is my first time in this house, whoever that guy is, that guy needs to do his dishes when he cooks. So for us, we're going to use 1 pot. We're actually going to store our leftovers in this pot, and when we're finished, we're going to clean it out. It takes 10 seconds, and we're done. We also hopefully have at least 1 knife. Luckily, we have this nice big butcher knife. This is the only knife I need. Heck, I could eat with this knife if I needed to. So I'm actually enjoying life right now. We have everything we need with our lovely, lovely stove spread right here. It's all a bachelor would ever want. Most of the foods I cook with are already pre-packaged, pre-preserved, frozen actually. I use the freezer more than I use the refrigerator, but some of the foods we're buying actually need some preparation. Typically people would actually recommend you get some sort of sponge and clean off the dirt. I'm a man and I have hands, so all you have to do is start running some water and just rub your hand around the potato until all the dirt gets off. No scrubbing, no brushes, no forks. And this potato is ready for cooking. Well, when I see a pot on the stove, it means I'm ready to start a fire. Now, with a big old knife like that, I'm ready to cut me some vegetables, so I've certainly got the motivation to get through this meal today. So, I haven't even said what we're actually making yet, but we're going to be making mashed potatoes, or at least what I like to call mashed potatoes. Now, you only think that potatoes would be skinned, but I'm eating this. I don't need to spend the time peeling these, because I don't care. So this is all I need to do, but for boiling, if if I don't want to spend 5 hours boiling these, I'm going to chop these up into smaller bits just so when I boil them they get cooked faster. So that's all I'm doing right here. Taking a knife, and in no particular size, order, or fashion, chop these up into various piece sizes. That'd be fine. If you want to go smaller, go smaller. If you don't, don't. There's no rules here. Now, I'm not sure how many of you seen them fancy TV shows and they're cooking, but they normally bring their water to a boil before they add their ingredients, but I prefer to add it right when I turn the stove on, just because, you know, you don't have to worry about hot water splashing on it. I can add all my food, place it right where I want it, and I'm good to go. I also don't have to keep an eye on water boiling and worry about it boiling over. So I prefer to add it right there. The one thing you do have to know is how to use your stove. This is my first time at this house, so I've never actually seen this stove before, but after about, 3 or 4 minutes, I figured it out. So we have about 45 minutes before that's done. I need to keep a little bit of an eye on it, just every now and then stick a spoon in there and twirl it around. In the meantime, I'm going to make sure my garlic's ready. I'm going to take a look at if my beef was frozen. I got this right now, but if my beef was frozen, I'm making sure it's thawed. I'm kind of mashing it a little bit to make sure it's ready to go in the pot. And I'm also going to search through these cupboards and see if there's any spices I want to add. So you never know what your roommates bought last week or what you have in the fridge from previous people. Like when I moved with the first guy I moved out with, he had 6 or 7 roommates before me, so there was cupboards of spices that were about 2 years old, but I just kind of would smell them and be like, oh, that sounds good. Add a little bit of that to it. So let's see what we got. So let's see here. We don't got much. Tomato sauce, crackers, pomegranate jam. This is kind of bare bones here, people. Mandarins. Hot. This just says hot. Let's see what. It's not even open yet, so I can't open that. Hot sauce would be good though. Because we're looking for anything. Hot sauce. I'm tempted to add ranch dressing. It'd actually be pretty good, probably. Tapatio. I'm definitely going to use Tapatio. Olives. With mushrooms, that's my thing. Olives, not my thing. Alright. We did find something, though. This is a must for any and every dish that I cook. One of my favorite things about Bachelor cooking is you don't have to watch it too much. So, while this is boiling, I challenged my cameraman to a nice little friendly game of foosball, just because we got time.
Yeah. There you go. Get back in the kitchen.